So you guys are both equity guys. You're both capital markets guys. You both have a background there. Obviously, you're both cannabis guys now, as well as other things. But I guess chatting, the interesting part, because you guys aren't just the science gurus. You guys are also, at one point, and you guys have been investors yourselves. You guys want to maybe talk about what you guys would be looking for, and maybe as an educational piece, if an investor was like, hey, like, yes, cannabis is exploding or has been down for a while. How do they navigate the market? What would you say you want to be looking for this in a company? What's kind of the things as an investor that you would be looking for?
So from my standpoint, it is still, I look at the companies out there at the moment, they're all going through a bunch of reorgs, and the good ones, well, the ones that are left, a lot of them, like I said, are going through bankruptcy. So a lot of the big names that we knew before, the CanTrust of the world and all these things, I wouldn't touch any of these things with a 10-foot pole. And you've got to, I still think there's time to sit back during the summer, figure it out, and get ready for kind of a September-ish, that time frame where you can pick and choose probably some good ones where you've seen that there's either been new management put in place, you've seen the balance sheet cleaned up, they've raised some money, something along those lines. But like Willem said, you probably want to go with a few that have some revenues. There's that's probably where you would, in my opinion, you'd want to look at those. But it's tough at the moment. You've got to let it wash out. Still, there's still more washing out to come. I mean, last week there were a bunch of CEOs again of the bigger companies that all got either they either got fired or they left, which means they got fired. So there's no rush. There's no reason to rush into these things at the moment. And what we saw in the cannabis stocks from a few years ago with the massive booms, you're not going to see that again. Those days are gone. Now what you're going to see is good, steady progress, where the company and the balance sheet is showing that the company is making money. You'll actually be able to attach a smart PE to these companies, and you'll be able to give them a proper valuation. But at the moment, like I said, I think you need to wait another 2-3 months, somewhere around there, and let a lot more of these things wash out. And that's what I would be looking at the moment.
Yeah, and if I can maybe add to that, just a bigger picture why cannabis investment might make some sense. The cannabis was declared an essential service now under the lockdown regulations. If you think from illegal to essential within a few short years, that is quite amazing. And here you're finding an essential service that is actually in a growth phase when it comes to the product, adoption of the product. I'm not talking about share prices. I'm talking about, so you're combining something which is going to become a staple almost with something that's in a fast growth phase. And that's normally a very nice combination for an investor, where he has, normally you have to choose. Either you buy Kellogg's because they produce a staple food, or you buy some gadget that's growing fast. Here you can combine the two. And I think that's the attraction to me, and why sort of the overwhelming part of my personal portfolio is invested in the cannabis space.